The petrol's flowing at this service station in Tehran, but the importation of Iranian oil is now banned in Europe. Also prohibited, ensuring ships carrying Iranian oil.
If you cut off Iran's exports of oil to the European Union, you cut off its main export earning, and the Americans of course have done a similar thing, and so that will put a great deal of pressure on the regime and hopefully force them to come to the negotiations and negotiate in a serious way.
The EU says oil provides Iran's government with half of its income, but those exports are reported to be down 40% this year. In Iran, many people say they are being punished by the West.
The feeling that a lot of Iranians have is that this issue of nuclear program is an excuse for the West to pressure Iran both politically and economically. That's why they say even if we give up on the nuclear issue, the other side will find some other excuse to pressure us more.
Iran's threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz to international shipping. It argues that if Iran's oil cannot be shipped to the world, then why should it allow any other nation to use the waterway?
If Iran shuts down the Straits of Hormuz, the oil prices will be doubled at least, and that will hurt the countries that are in a weaker economic position more, for example Greece or Spain or Italy or Ireland.
Fouad Azadi says the EU sanctions, along with further measures to be introduced this week by the US, will only make life more difficult for most Iranians.
We cannot say the oil ban has no negative impact, but I hope it won't be very serious. Iranians can cope with this situation. They've shown they can during these past years.
The EU wants to restrict Iran. In different periods of history, they've always been trying to restrict Iran, always using different excuses. It'll be tough, but we will endure the problems.
Iran's central bank governor has been quoted saying the EU sanctions will have little effect. He says Iran can still sell its oil to a number of countries, including China, India and Japan. But these countries, under US pressure, have agreed to reduce their oil imports from Iran. Talks on Iran's nuclear program are set to resume in Turkey next week. These will be the EU's first opportunity to see if the sanctions are having any effect. Tarek Bazley, Al Jazeera.